temporarily or to establish.
She about to show out. She so deep. She about to show out. Man. She about to be an ass today. Look who about to show up.
Present.
Priestley? Present.
Carter.
Present.
Burns.
Present.
Shaw.
Present.
Pfeiffer. Beard is not in. We have 6 members present.
We have 6 members present. The only details of statutory requirements for individuals wishing to speak before a public body. A public body must allow a person to address a meeting of a public body under rules established and recorded by the public body. Rule 29.8 of the Flint City Council rules. Any person at a council meeting may be called to order by the president or any council member for failure to be germane, for vulgarity, or for speaking in excess of the allotted time, or any other violation of these rules. Rule 29.9. Any person who is called to order shall yield the floor until the chair shall have determined whether he or she is in order. If a person is determined to be out of order, that person must yield the floor and forfeit any remaining time. Reading of disorderly persons, City Code subsection. Any person that persists in disrupting this meeting will be in violation of Flint City Code section 3110, disorderly conduct, assault and battery, and disorderly persons, and will be subject to arrest for misdemeanor. Any person who prevents the peaceful and orderly conduct of any meeting will be given one warning. If they persist in disrupting the meeting, that individual will be subject to arrest. Violators will be removed from the meetings. Are there any agenda changes or additions? Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Actually, I do have one.
Ms. Anna,
Yes, so.
we have.
Is a resolution authorizing funding for demolition and people services for the African East Choice Neighborhood Project. And it is to increase the contract in the amount of $356,435.92 for a revised total contract amount of $5,349,000. $329,831.
Okay, thank you. Without objection, I'll order that. It is now time. I also want to remind people that according to our council rules, all cell phones should be on silent. Thank you. It's now time for public comment. Who is our first
speaker is R.L. Mitchell.
Hello. I'm R.L. Mitchell, living ward, the third ward, over by the graveyard, 759 East Linden Avenue. For the record, a state about this situation at the MTA with that hostile situation they got every morning. First of all, welcome back from vacation, everybody, because school was started early in August, every day, but the ones who didn't get drowned at Snake River, whatever, in Texas and other, and kids getting drowned from the mother and father got saved and stuff, they wouldn't know why God saved it. He killed the kids. But that's for another reason for you people to figure it out. But I want to say, then the MTA got to be dealt with and dealt with right away because they be taking people with grocery bags. They call it they said, don't get on my bus with that S word. I mean, otherwise, that dude, the boy he about 35 years old, and he had 8 grocery bags at Kroger's on North 2nd Street. And she was looking at me like, and the boy didn't get on the bus with the groceries. He had groceries. A big black guy, he got this guy in there right. And he went to 2 counters. He took in my board, so when he got to the stop, what you gonna do, sir? She gonna pay? I already paid once, and she gonna, it's like I had to go pay it twice. And then the same thing happened this morning. If you look through about 23 years old, I had a big TV in the robot. I was in the box, sir, and the boy didn't know. And then they stopped me down on Broad Road, 8 of them, the one who got distributed by the MTA, sit up there with them on. And you better be careful with the people real quick, because they look like they just come from the Middle East. They look black, but they touching all kinds of normal jungle stuff, what they gonna do to get people breathing like that. But anyway, but I see the first board and here is the third, and matter of fact, when I went to the down, they said, hey, what's the boy? You all right? I said, I don't know you. He said, who won? I said, and the dude got upset and ran out the door. He said, who won the council seat third board? And he got so mad because when I come in last night, I was making sure that they said, some special goals, don't be answering people to right it back. So like the city clerk signed my name. And now you people look like that ain't never happened. And God's ain't looking over there looking like Donald Trump. You mess with him, you're going to get dealt with. Trump ain't no joke. Like Churchill. And all that junk there. That's a miracle. And we're going to see what happens to that.
The next speaker is Deborah Coleman.
My name is Deborah Coleman. I have lived on the north side all my 58 years. I live in the first ward. I was downtown this past weekend staying at the Hilton for the 40th All Citywide Class Reunion with my best friend from Tennessee and several others. I was involved in a series of disturbing, traumatizing experience with 2 equal roles of professional, aggressive, violent demon cops. In a nutshell, it was gross police conduct. I am speaking my piece because this has to stop with these 2 officers. I am traumatized. I'm nervous. I'm not scared, but I'm scared of what they are allowed to do to people with the city officials on their side. What they did to us was unlawful abuse of power. They falsify information. They are terrorizers, and it's scary. And now that I put that video out, it makes me more nervous that if they ever see me on the streets, they will harass me. They need to be held accountable for their actions. They are abusing their power. We were not a threat. They need to be investigated and fired and not be able to be a police anywhere because they are dangerous, they're ready to pop off, and they're ready to kill someone. They're gonna cost the city of Flint police a lot of money. Flint City needs to start doing deep evaluation on their cops instead of hiring who they know that's gonna go out there and just do bad things. Because I just feel like they didn't look up into that Terry Van Buren dude. He got a lot of stuff going on with him in the past. So I don't know if they looked at his record or not before they hired him. And Police Chief Green, Mayor Stanley, they got the authority to stand up to the two demons, but they can just continue to support them. And as long as they continue to support them, they're gonna keep coming out there terrorizing us melanated people. And I hope they do what is right. Right is right, wrong is wrong, no matter their status. And I don't be knowing what y'all be doing up on here in this council, but y'all need to send them no more money. Y'all need to send them money to get the correct type of police that's gonna take care of us, not terrorize us. You only use force on people that need force to be used on them. Them some upstanding citizens right there. They jumped out and took that young man to jail for nothing. And I know y'all seen that video, and everybody needs to quit asking what happened before. Nothing happened before. They just jumped out and did what they wanted to do because they could, and nobody's standing.
The next speaker is Marcia Talbot.
My name is Marcia A. Talbot. I am former resident of California. I now live in the city of California, but I have been following Flint politics for the last 4 or 5 years. I am triggered by what is going on in the city of Flint, and I came here because I support Beverly Biggs leading in her campaign to fill the 3rd Ward Council seat because no one is more deserving of that seat than her. I walked, I knocked doors, I did what I could to support Ms. Bev, and I still support her to this day. We are in the process of challenging, and there's more to come on that. What I see as a problem, that there are so many people in the city of Flint who have the same handwriting. When I tell you that there were tens of ballots that the signatures looked exactly the same, well, watch the count. Watch the count. Keep track of how many ballots they said were write-ins versus how many were duplicates or the same person. And that needs to happen quick. Fraud. Okay? I could have never imagined that I would come to a city as large as Flint, Michigan is. I parallel this because I was raised in this little town in Pennsylvania. I know what it's like to have one employer that employs 70% of the people and everything goes down when the place shuts down or moves or what have you. But to have someone come in and try to take over a ward that is, or represent a ward, I should say, that is in dire need of resources and assistance and just overall help. The 3rd Ward doesn't even know. The people I spoke to, they don't even know what's going on in the city. They had questions about the ARPA money. We'll never know how much is really left, right? Since we haven't looked at it since September. They have questions about water settlement funds. They have questions about someone pulling a gun out in the chambers, but they didn't know that prior to the gun being brought out, that there was a whole riot brought on by Lydell. So that part needs to be addressed. Know that one thing that I can say for certain is that no one who comes in 3rd and loses by 3 points can win by 97. That's right. Absolutely no way.
I'm gonna change my things around a little bit because, I got 3 times to speak tonight. February 4th, 2022, remember that day. That was a really important day for the city of Flint. That's when the integrity of the Flint City Police Department went to hell. That was when Colin Burney died in a car accident.
Okay.
There is no integrity anymore.
It isn't. He was good.
In my humble opinion, I think Chief Green's a waste of human spark. That's just my opinion, okay? This guy has let the same officers do away with stuff over and over and over. Later on, we'll cover a little bit on corruption. I know a lot of you think that corruption is about money. It isn't just about money, it's other things, but we'll cover that probably in the next speaking section. I finally made it to the book, the charter. I've come up with 22 charter violations since 2021. 22 of them. Out of those 22, 9 of them are multiple violations of 3 or more. Okay? Of course, nothing gets done, because we don't have a DNA board that meet regularly and hold the council feet to the fire. I don't want to speak too much on the police brutality, because I'm sure there's going to be plenty other people speaking on this. But I never heard of assault and battery from barbecue Tom.
Me either. Me either.
I never heard the police go back and get the weapon. How they know which set of phones it was? They just, well, there's a weapon on, let's take this side. That kid could have whooped her ass. That kid is like all the boxer, he could have whooped them. But what do? Put his hands up. Why? I'm gonna tell you, because he's black. He knows what's gonna happen. He had to put his hands up in the air.
Because he
And
wouldn't
then
do
they're
nothing.
fucking treated him. And then Officer Wells comes out with a fire extinguisher sign, mace,
It's the whole crowd.
sprays the people, sprays the food, so that way they can all the rest of the food.
Oh my God.
Stop it now.
Next speaker is Leon Lawson the second.
Please be closer so I can have a noise is hard to hear.
Coming here today as first as a concerned father. I'm an active father for all my children. Managed to keep my son out of trouble all these years, always active. You know, what happened to us this weekend, downtown Flint, was something I could never think of, never imagine. We were assaulted, as you've seen, I'm sure all of you've seen the video that's going around. But the way that we were treated downtown, officers that were involved, our dad was taken back. So with that being said, what's going to be done? You know, we got to stand on this. We can't let this go under the rug. We can't let this fly. They tried to put a felony on my son. I managed to keep him out of trouble all these years, and I plan on keeping him so. You know, they tried to put a felony on, saying that he was trying to assault him with a weapon that was in a bucket. You know, well after they placed him in handcuffs and put him in the car. You know, said that he tried to burn him with a pair of tongs. I said, watch the officer come up and grab it out of the bucket near the grill. You know, this is a family business. You know, we be in the business to put smiles on faces. You know, it was a great time. They came out here and escalated that situation. Not de-escalated. we had permission to finish serving the customers that was there from the officers that did this assault. You know, Terry Van Kuren is his name. That's one of them. And the other one is, which officer? That is, Officer Boswick. So Terry Van Kuren and Officer Boswick is dangerous to this city, to this public.
Yes, they are.
And for you to lie and try to put charges on my son, what have you done in your past? What kind of charge you gonna put, false charges you gonna put on other black people in this community? That is the on the guy and how to fight for his life. And if we didn't have the connections that we have in the city and the people we could call, you know, we would have been in serious trouble for the video of that service. We might still be fighting for our life if the video didn't surface. Thanks to Deborah, we really appreciate you, Deborah. I found out who was with us and who wasn't. You know, people smile in your face, they act like they with you, but they really ain't.
The next speaker is Sherry McFadden.
I'm Sherry Smith McFadden, and I just want to make sure that everybody knew about our picnic. Oak Park Brothers and Sisters is having their annual picnic, August the 16th, from 12 to 7. And also, one more thing I wanted to speak on is, I can't get a hold of this guy, and I've been trying to work with him about getting his house boarded up. Next door to me is on the corner of Punitive and Miami Lane. They already set it on fire once, and me and my husband had to run out the house in the middle of the night. And maybe my car is there. I just want to see it out, y'all at least get out there and board it up. The address is 4816 Miami. I would really appreciate that. We have a park at that corner, and I keep telling them that the kids ain't no doors on the house. I done brought this up several times. Kids going in and out of their playing. It's all type of debris. They dumping over here. I would just like for somebody at least come out and board it up. 4816 Miami Lane. Thank you.
The next speaker is John McFadden.
We cannot hear. Thank you, go ahead.
I would like to, thank you for the safety, space here, that school park here, that you guys, was, I want to give a special thanks to Ms. Chandler. And I was at the school, and but on a more serious note, I would like to speak to you guys about accountability and leadership. Seems like we, Flint, been going down. The last 50 years, ever since the military was. And it's about the leadership that we've been having down. There's weaknesses. I don't know if you guys know it or not. Flint used to be one of the richest cities in the nation.
Yes,
Everybody wants to.
yes.
Now it's
Oh,
bad leadership. Guys are ready to go there, ready to take. And we need champions. All this arguing, dating, with one another in the sky. We need to come together and do good for the people, not just ourselves. You know, we got a lot of y'all that won't even look at us when we sit here trying to talk to y'all about the serious things that we have going on in this city. You know, I don't want to listen. It seems easy for the police to go jump on somebody that's trying to do something. Easy, just look at the last few incidents that these administrations, they showed out of. And then when you call them for assistance, numerous times, won't stop. They come take a That type of stuff needs to stop with me. I don't know what these green mean. That other have a very department, but we need to see. I don't know. But we need to change. Thank you.
The next speaker is Lorraine Thompson.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, my name is Lorraine Thompson. What I guess where I want to start is so many things to say. Why is everybody around in the city moving so punitive? Why are you punishing us? You know, and when I hear Flint strong and we're so resilient, what I hear is that we the dog walked you and you still here. I don't know what you're trying to make us do. That's Farrakhan. What are you trying to make us do? But what I know is people that are so punitive, they have no people skills. They don't know how to function within and take care of the people. It's a shame and disgrace when you over the people, when they vote you into a position, when you've been placed in a position and you just dog walk the people all day long. That is crazy. But let me go with my family.
That's right.
How dare
That's right.
you put me in a position where I have to watch my brother. See, he can't even protect his son. Can't protect his son.
What? And y'all already been here.
And he's here with us now. How dare you? Try to put, and because, keep it moving on because people know, because we know people, and because our family is known, I'm scared to know people who don't have nobody to talk for, who can't get a manly or whoever they need to get them out of position. How dare y'all, what may say the least of these? Y'all don't take care of the least of these.
Yes.
Y'all don't want to work with us.
That's
Y'all
right.
don't want to work. Oh, let me say this, my time is up. Look, if they're not giving you the information you need, if you don't get stuff on time to be able to, don't vote on it. Nothing moves until the that's right. Don't vote on it.
The next speaker is Lonnie.
My name is Keeline Kopi, and I just turned 13 years old. Normally, I would be going over the basic kindergarten rules, but today I'm going to quote something Tupac said. Something that is still relevant today, especially in Flint. Thug life, THUGLIFT. The hate you give little infants fucks everybody. When kids grow up in broken systems with unsafe water, nonstop violence, poverty, failing leadership, and feeling ignored, it doesn't just hurt us, it comes back to hurt everyone around us. You included. Because what we put into the lives of young people shapes who we become. If we grow up feeling like no one cares, like our lives don't matter to you, don't be surprised when we grow up to be menaces to society. Flint youth has been through hell. We've had to fight for clean water, safe neighborhoods, good schools, the chance to just be kids. And and the opportunity to be able to grow up. That's not fair to us. We are not the problem. What's happened in this community is just the consequences of what happens when you fail to nurture the kids. It takes a village to raise a child, and it's time everyone in leadership steps up to be the village. And not just for the 100 or so youth that got jobs through the summer job program. Not just the youth that smiles for photos and pretends like everything is sunshine and rainbows in Flint, but be a village for all the kids here. So I'm asking you, please listen to us, see us, fight for us. We want to grow up to be Flint strong, not just because we survived on our own, but because we are supported by a village that had our back.
The next speaker is Maureen Copeland.
Come on, niece. Come on, niece. TT here.
The youth have spoken and we are listening. Posted by the Bill Lewis on Facebook last week. I guess council members 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 7th have very selective hearings. You can't say you're listening to the youth, but then sit up here week after week, rolling your eyes, looking down at your phone, and ignoring the youth that are right here in these chambers. Listening to the youth means listening to all youth voices that come to the table, not just the ones who recite exactly what you want to hear and follow your agenda. You also need to listen to youth like me that bring real issues directly to you. Every single meeting, I share the experience of living right here in Flint, and every single meeting it feels like it falls on deaf ears. Not once have you responded to a single thing I have said. Minus the person from the 4th ward that used the time she could have responded to my issues, but instead she chose to scold me for calling her by her name. Judy. Hey, Judy. Thanks to Councilman Price for bringing it to my attention that Flint is now the #1 leading state in homicide rate per capita as of 2024. But it doesn't take that statistic to know that crime is out of control in the city. Police response time is horrible when you call 911. It almost took an entire week for the mayor to put on a press conference to address the wave of violence. Last week, a 14-year-old child was murdered. We need more proactive policing, including responding to calls faster, community policing, and increasing patrols in areas that are known for trouble. We don't need to see another video of the chief's special team harassing and molesting citizens on the street downtown Flint. Adding yet another incident of misbehavior by the police. Can you guys get your things together? And no offense, but stop acting like you are the short bus. Thank you.
Next speaker is Shantae Murchison.
You see Kawana Mac.
Good evening, Flint residents. Our council, we're back here again for another council meeting. Before I get to what I really want to say, I really want to address the bill tonight. I appreciate if you look at it, but it's okay if you don't, because I know that you're here. One of the last meetings that you did, I think before you all went into your breaks, you caught my attention to something you said, and I wasn't here, but I watched it, and I didn't appreciate it, because you're the main person always speaking on being respectful. You always talking about not bullying people, you always talking about other council members respecting each other, but it was one day when Pfeiffer, Burns, and JWC weren't here, and you came for Mr. Jarrett, who was the only one here, who has some backbone to come and to vote down whatever it was that you all were trying to pass. I appreciate every few little things I had to attention. You went on to tell him, as you disrespected him multiple times, while trying to put pressure on him to vote, under your breath, that what he said didn't matter anyway. After you wanted him to vote for something that would help benefit whatever you wanted to do. That's not cool at all, but you telling his kids and everybody else to respect you, but you can't give respect to the people you work with. Well, that makes sense. It makes none at all. You're wrong for that. And maybe many people ain't told you how disrespectful you are, but I'm here to tell you, I'm not going to hide from you. You're wrong. I want to give Jared his flowers for standing up. For standing up. And you're not going to him again going to social media to further to try to humiliate him. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. We need more council members with backbone, like Jared Pfeiffer, Burns, and JWC, who actually don't stand up and be here and try. And why has Leon not yet resigned? I don't understand.
Is he getting paid?
Why is the same officer who was here when Shalita and Josh got arrested back here in the backyard? He's done this multiple times. He shouldn't be here no more. He just pepper sprayed a bunch of people. At the Northern Tailgate Party. That's not okay. Can you back up here and harass and work people? So y'all people are ideas make us scared. It's wrong, because it's not okay, disrespect is wrong, that's not okay, and Leon needs to resign. That ain't the right one. He ain't got no ever been this. Wow.
He should never speak to nobody.
And he knows he's not he need to go.
I don't think that's
Next
him.
speaker is Tanya Jones.
That ain't the right one, is? He was with him. Blame Ed.
I'm here because I really don't like nobody here, mainly because of them. I just think you quoted and you posted on your Facebook page, Tanya Jones of Flint Township. I'm Tanya Jones, the Michael Edwards' mother. They're suffering with opioid crisis. That's who I am. I'm Tanya Jones, that your right walked in on the bathroom on me and assaulted me. That I have a court date on August 25th, 2025. The same time I have a court date because of John Cole concerning my son. At the same time, I have one court date at 8:30 and another one at 9. And I'm gonna be here. Because at the end of the day, it's not about politics, it's not about religion, it's about God. And obviously y'all quote God and all these scriptures and prayers that you doing. You can't believe in God. And the thing is, I'm not going nowhere. I love Flint. No matter can nobody become mayor or nothing to me away from Flint. Flint is everything. We are Flint, the people is Flint strong. You guys don't make Flint. And it's bad that y'all don't listen. Y'all do not listen to cry out. You tore down a house. A house. It's a total, it's a process of tearing down a house. And guess what you didn't follow? The house behind the 1655 Ohio still needs to be taken care of, Judy. That's your ward. You don't address it, I'm going to address it. So I'm watching everything. I'm not going nowhere. I don't care what you do. I don't know where my son, I have a missing person report right now for my son. But guess what? My son was a vessel. He got me out here. Not just for him, for other kids that's going through what he's going through. The opioid crisis is real. It's real. And it's not going nowhere. Y'all will take money, give it to Leon. Y'all will put it to all other ARP, all this money. Y'all, that's your main concern is the money. It's not the people. And it is sad. I don't know enough about this politics, but I'm going to learn. And it's sad. Because y'all don't care. Y'all mess the whole group of people. Y'all do stuff to people in the council. My y'all just above the law like this person. I call it purge. I call it any purge. I call meetings service. And I post it all the time. And then I see everything you want. Just like you watch me, I'm watching you. But guess what? God watching all, and he has the last word. Be blessed.
My back hurts. I just
The
got
next speaker is Doug Matthews.
Oh, shit.
Big D.
a little shaky.
Look D.
That's a little shaky.
No D.
Hello, everyone. My name is Doug Matthews. I'm a veteran and a good government advocate in the South Ward.
Shit.
Today I proclaim good news. LaShawn Johnson ran a focused, grounded, community-building campaign. And last night, the voters of the Good Ward gave her a decisive, right-in victory. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens because people are paying attention. And what they saw in LaShawn was someone who listens, follows through, and gets the work done. Let's be clear, this wasn't just a win, it was a rout. A candidate, the snakebite crowd dismissed, a working class woman with no big donors and no outside agitators, overcame every obstacle they put in front of her and came out on top. You don't just beat your opponent like that, you bury him. And let's
I know that's
County
right.
boards,
Bullshit. Bullshit.
Whoever is playing that,
Bullshit. Bullshit.
turn it off. Be respectful to everyone inside this room. Okay, go ahead, Carmen.
self-styled kingmaker from the sixth ward has now got 3 losing candidates in a row.
Bullshit.
Kathleen Arbor, QAnon Carol McIntosh, and now Beverly Biggs Leasy. That's not strategy, that's a losing streak. While they were prematurely popping campaign courts in their YouTube echo chambers, convinced that Biggs Leasy would wall from the council and help the sanctified court learn the rules just like the
That's so good you can get up there and talk all this shit.
The voters of the third ward had other ideas. They chose civility over chaos, progress over obstruction, truth over smear. And now, instead of offering a simple congratulations, some of LaShawn's 810 News media opponents are spinning wild conspiracy, attacking voters, and insulting the process.
What the fuck?
That's not hearsay. It's sour grapes. In a democracy, when you lose, you concede. You don't smear the public for daring to choose someone better. LaShawn didn't just defeat a rival. She defeated a worldview. The idea that Rage's leadership, that bullying is power, and that lies that shouted loud enough become the truth. So tonight I say to the voters of the third ward, thank you. You chose well, you sent the message, and you gave the city a real chance to continue the progress which we are already on.
Hit that Cash App, Doug. Cash App 810 News Media Group.
He's just a distraction. Don't pay him no attention.
No, hit that Cash App since you like to watch. Bullshit.
You want to be seen. Don't pay him no attention.
What he look?
First of all, I want to say that before Eric made pass, he had 800 more request forms for the ARPA funds, and I'm quite sure at least 600 of them was for roof repair. So y'all 72 was a long way short from achieving that goal and doing something for the residents.
Now he just one savage.
Now, one thing about that incident that happened on Saturday that really got me disturbed is the fact that the officer did not have on any documents. And it's supposed to be an ordinance, a law, or something that everybody that walk these streets, as far as patrolling us, should have on a body cam. And an officer that displays that kind of behavior definitely needs to have a body cam on. Thank God that there was civilians there that pulled their phone out and recorded it, because it could have been their word against his word. And you already see what his word is. Now, as far as y'all can correct me any other time that y'all want to, my understanding was this incident took place around 2 o'clock in the morning. 1:45. All that police attention needed to be up on North Saginaw. You know, by Avenue Way at that gas station where people need to keep getting killed at. Thank you. We really need to concentrate on cooling these hot spots down in the city of Flint. And it is what it is. they did what they did. It's out there. The receipts is clear. Please do what you can by calling a town hall, a special meeting, because this kind of behavior between the citizens and our police force cannot increase, it got to decrease now, and y'all got the power and y'all can do it, so thank you.
The next speaker is Arthur Woodson.
Hey, let's start off by congratulating Clerk Sabina. Flint was the first to sit numbers in the first time. Let me say this. I'm not putting my hands up in the air if I haven't done anything for police officers push up to me. I'm not driving 10-2 while sitting in the car with police pulling me over. Y'all know I don't give a damn about what I say. I'm gonna say it here. Police officers, they originated from slave patrol. Every time I see one misuse and abuse their authority, I feel like they think that I'm a slave. I'm gonna beat their ass. That's what I'm gonna do. I am not my ancestors. I am not my ancestors. Miguel, Jude, Kenneth, Leon, y'all sit here every city council meeting with those same officers that was down there saying, now they can feel like the street and y'all officers. You weaponized them on the street. You did, and you did, Candace. Y'all never told them, y'all allowed them to come up in here. Still will, I still want my lick back. When I see it, I'm letting you know, I don't care what you think it is, or threat, whatever, I get triggered when I see this shit. I have PTSD and disabled development, and this is one of the things that triggers me. I don't have any problems with police officers, but what I do have issues with is abusive police officers that take advantage of a bad. What they were punks in high school, they got bullied, they got their ass whipped, and what happened is a bad is doing, and now they run as a game, and they think they're somebody, but they ain't shit. I'm letting you know right now, God is my witness. I'm not putting my hands up. I'm not doing 10-2. I'm not doing any of that. If you pull me over for a reason, I will oblige. But if you doing what you did Saturday night, when did 2 o'clock become a curfew for adults to have to get off the street? When did they really want the ordinance passed for them to have to stop cooking? They don't have to get up the damn people. It is the white people downtown who call the black people hooligans. And they don't want black people downtown. And you can kiss my ass because I'm coming in home.
The next speaker is Audrey Thomas.
First of all, I'd like to start out by saying to the McFadden, that house is still located in the 2nd ward until the new election come up, because the 1st ward, you should be talking about 1st ward and 2nd ward, because it's located on Punitive. I know the boundaries, still 2nd ward, and maybe you should talk to both 1st and 2nd ward about what's going on over there. You know, we talk about the police brutality. I remember a young man by the name of William Taylor. They got killed back about 40-some years ago. He was 15 years old, and they accused him of an attempt of breaking into an apartment. I remember he was 15, because I remember I was about 15 at the time.
So it happened about 1980, 81, 82. Happened over there in that Selby Hood area, I believe it was. Look them up. I just looked them up and showed it to them back there. But I remember that incident. So this that's happening right now in our youth ain't new. I remember in 2001, my sister and I was attacked at a park by Flint City Police, where the police officer looked at her and told her, "You think you Billy Badass?" And told her she was gonna whoop my sister. So she jumped my sister. But in turn, she got beat. And the only way that they got away with it was that the officer that was with her, who was arresting me, and ended up spraying mace in several people's faces. And then they went to court and lied. But then told the truth and said, well, I thought she was about to attack us. So my sister got charged with a misdemeanor because they knew she wasn't right. Thank God for Judge Crawford, who knew it was BS from the police department, when she should have got 30 days in jail, but she was only asked to serve 3 days because the jury said she was guilty. So thank God, but they broke her arm in the process. Look it up, 2001, June. Audrey Young, Catherine Evans. Look us up. Yeah, so you all, and I still know the officers, and one of them right now is serving as a detective over in the police department. He see me and he just look at me and watch me when I walk by, because he ain't forgot my face. And the nigga know what he did wrong. Yep, I called him that, because that's what he is. And that's what y'all expect a lot on the police department, because you want people who come in our neighborhoods and attack us. We're tired of it. That should have never happened to that young man the other day. And the police officer should never even behind a desk downstairs. And he causing all kinds of problems. And he always up here causing problems. I'll close with this. The deal, you gotta stop trying to look at people like you trying to intimidate them. Because my granddaughter felt intimidated when you were staring at her the other day at that community program. And I'm sure you know who she is. But she looked at you and you spoke to her and she spoke back to you. You know who she is because y'all be watching my Facebook page. And I'm very public with who my grandchildren are. Thank you.
The next speaker is Leon Lawson III.
Put your mic on your mic up.
When I had came here, I was, like I said, I didn't know about the constitution for like 2 hours ago, so I'm very prepared for it. But when I had came here, I looked around and I seen that there was no youth here at all. Like my age, we could make a target, you know what I mean, when it comes to, you know, that he put the other day. And like, so, I can tell you about the incident I've been through for the past 4 days. I was kidnapped and assaulted, transparently, no reason, like literally no reason at all. And the charge that he took me to jail, he said I shot a burger with some tongs. I'm a professional athlete, I box. This is what I do. I really want to assault that man, I really do this for a living. And that goes to show that these police officers are doing that behind the badge.
Yep.
Behind the badge, that's it. That's it. At the end of the day, you're still human. And I really want them to know that they're not tough, none of that. They hide behind the badge. And they come from Swartz Creek, out of these outskirts towns, so into our city, acting like cowboys. And they need to stop. I'm not gonna lie, like I said, I'm unprepared. I'm gonna definitely start coming, speaking at this type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's all true. I spent almost 3 days in the wood pen. It was a terrible experience, very unexpected. I didn't go outside trying to cause no trouble. I went outside trying to help my family. That's it. I went outside trying to help my family. That's it. Yeah, man, simple. Let's go.
The final speaker for this meeting is Latrice King.
I take orders for all the smoke barbecue, Flint, and like he was treated very unfairly, very unjust. It could have went a lot differently if the officer got out and had a conversation with the person who was running the business. You know what I mean? It didn't have to be a hop out and I'm starting to spray people with mace and I'm starting to put people in handcuffs without having a conversation. You know, that's an emotional man. You're not a man at that point. You're moving off your emotions, you know what I mean? So, my bad, I'm a little shaken up from it.
Take your time, baby.
But like I said, you know, the other night I seen him and I told him, you know, you can take your badge off and we can do what you're gonna do. You took the camera off. You come here every day, you got stuff and this and that. Me, I've been working on my whole life. You know, I'm from Flint. I'm not from no outskirt. I'm from here. You know what I mean? I don't have no felonies on my record.
Tell them, baby.
You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, that's all I gotta say.
Council members may respond once to all public speakers, only after all public speakers have spoken. Individual council members' response shall be limited to 2 minutes. Is there anyone who would like to?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. So I'm going to speak on one topic tonight, and it's about the police. As a white man, and I don't bring race into anything, I try not to, but as a white man, society tells me I have to back the police, back the police, no matter what. I can't do that. What I've seen on Saturday and basically the last 6 months, I think it's got really bad. We need, sir, I know we need a new police chief. I've been saying it for a few years now. When you drive down the street and you see blight, Chief Green is in charge of the blight officers. So when there's blight, that's Chief Green, he's not doing his job. When you see the highest murder rate in Michigan and second in the country, that's Chief Green not doing his job. When it comes to the police officers, there are good cops and there are bad cops. And I will stand behind the good cops 7 days a week. When there's bad cops, and I thank Prosecutor Layton for dismissing these charges. Because those cops, and one who's back there now, they should be put on his Brady list. The Brady list is basically any cop that comes in with arrest on somebody, they get double scrutinized because they're corrupt cops. Brady list, look it up, they need to be on there. Our colleagues complain about youth jobs, us not supporting youth jobs and putting youth to work to get them off the streets to stop crime. Well, these two gentlemen are youths, and they were pepper sprayed and thrown in jail for having a job.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Chairwoman, thank you, everyone, for showing up. We only get 2 minutes to respond. We get more time to talk than we do to respond. I want to say, number one, I have a problem. We have a first floor councilman not here charged with a felony for domestic violence and a misdemeanor. That is a problem. To you, Leon Senior and Leon the Third, I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm sorry, it shouldn't have happened to you. And as I told you when I talked with you, it was gonna play out. You was gonna do 48 hours, 2:20 was your time, you were taken in, 2:20 it stopped. 2 days later, when the sheriff came in, they're using our jail as a political prison. No charges. And it was to stop. There is nothing, you did a little shimmy. So what? You are a trained boxer. You could have, you were angry, you would have threw the tongues down and used your fist. You didn't do that.
That's right. You didn't even have it in his hand.
And absolutely, when we made.
That's all right.
And he was raised well.
I need my seconds back, please.
Yes, I'm going to give you.
Thank you.
Okay,
floor. Thank you. So when we say this, there was no disturbance. You don't have to disperse. There was no threat. There was no immediate danger. There wasn't a threat of a riot. You were black people barbecuing license on the side of Saginaw Street, and what we built up, they don't want us to enjoy. That was the problem. And it needs to change. I spoke 1 week before about people getting maced. On Monday, I spoke about at the council, the crowd was maced again on Saturday. This is a problem. And Chief Green is not responding. He's not responding. I'm even on our call, our text. He's not responding. And if you don't want to respond to Chief Green, he needs to go. He needs to quit. You can't have a black mayor, a black police chief, and the black people are being treated so poorly. This is crazy. This shouldn't have happened. Continue to show up, young man, please.
Thank you. First, I would like to thank all of the residents. Thank you for being engaged in the process. You know, and I want to piggyback off of something that my colleague said, Councilman Pfeiffer and Councilwoman Burns. It's a disgrace. Here we are again, violating people's constitutional rights. Okay? On Saturday night, early into Sunday morning, your rights were violated. Your right to assemble. It was violated. When are we going to stop? You had white officers. White officers. That wasn't, you know what? That right there was racial. It was racial. I'm not even sugarcoat. It was racial. It was racially motivated.
Always.
And then you gotta turn around and spray people with pepper spray?
Yep, they know to do that. They always do that. Cowards.
Spraying black residents? They shouldn't even be sitting up in there. They shouldn't be. And then you got a mayor that hasn't even spoken out about it. You got a police chief that hasn't even spoken out about it. I'm appalled. I am so over it.
Them too.
They got the president and the vice. It's wrong. It's a disgrace.
It really is.
So, I know I have a good relationship with Southern England. And currently, bring you to order. And so, what we know is that they are a good family. I'm not only speaking of, coming in the fourth quarter of what I've heard. I've bought food from this food truck.
Liar. Liar.
So, anywho, what it boils down to is this. Currently, we have a situation where we have our internal affairs, where they are actively investigating this. We have. And so you would know these things if you would get engaged and if you would have these conversations with the administration. Because at the end of the day, this is not political. What this is right here, this is, we have an instance in our community and we need to deal with it accordingly. And that's what we're trying to do. Because no one, no young person, no old person should feel shook when they're enjoying their community. We had a jazz festival that night. Many of our council people never attend those things, but I often do. And so I send out a lot of invitation of flyers on my page, inviting people to come out to things like that.
I don't want to invite people to come out to a place where people are getting sprayed or where it's not safe. So as we continue to do our part with engaging with administration, make sure this is being investigated with internal affairs, that's what we can do, what we're going to do. So again, to the lost family, I will continue to patronize, and I will continue to stand with you when you are right. So thank you.
They're the ones that are so much because it was on camera.
Anyone else in the council would like to? Okay, seeing none. Go on to the consent agenda. Entertain a motion.
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion on the floor for the councilperson and his second ward to approve the consent agenda. Is there support?
Support.
It's been supported by the council for the second ward. Is there any separations? Madam Chair, go ahead. Okay. Is there anyone else? Go ahead.
I would like to separate 250177.
I don't know if I want to take it.
Please be, conversation down to a minimum. It's hard to hear up here, even if I'm sitting. Right. Okay. Is there anyone else? Are there any other separations?
Madam Chair,
Go ahead.
I'd like to separate on page 4, 250218.
Okay.
I would like to separate on page 5, 250223.
Okay.
I think that's all I have.
Are there any other separations? Go ahead.
Yeah, I've heard that from like 4 people.
Once again, I'm asking that the members in attendance in the audience, please keep your voices down. It's very difficult to hear. Is there any others? Okay, consent agenda will consist of the following resolutions. 250220, settlement bargain versus Healy. Case number 220. That was separated, that was separated. Okay, thank you. That's why it's worked out. Well, I would like to separate that. It's all right. Just invite them. It wasn't separated. I missed it. 25022 for the consent agenda consists of 250221, grant agreement with Township multi-jurisdictional Edward Byrd Memorial Justice Assistance Grant. 25022, contract, anytime restoration, SBS, residential improvement request, 25029, contract, overload construction, residential improvement request program. Once again, I'm asking that the volume is kept down. 250, change order, micro door construction, lead base, paint, hazard control, maintenance services. 250-251, contract, Avalon Technologies, Department IT storage update. 250-252, change order number 8, ESA software, information services division. 250-253, Local Trucks LLC, Eagle, Signal, Repair Parts and Supplies. 250-254, DH Trade Transport LLC, Demolition Control, 250-255, Modern Industries, Concrete, 250-256, Dell Marketing, Microsoft licensing renewal. 250-257, Saginaw Paving Company, National Paving Materials, Department of Public Works. 250-258, grant acceptance, home ARP funds amendment, home art allocation plan, add-on number 1. This is the vote to send the consent. Yes. This is the vote to send the consent agenda to council.
Madam Chair, I do have to say, I am having a difficult time hearing because I absolutely did not hear the first separation. And I'm asking now, did you separate the add-on or you just clarified that?
No.
Okay. So, yes, if the attendees could, because I felt him on our time hearing, and I want to make sure that we record the responses correctly. So, I'm going to roll call.
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Wendy Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Mack?
Yes.
Mr. Kaiser? Mr. Berry?
Yes.
Vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
Vote is 7 yes and 0 no. The first separated resolution is 250176, a change order number 1, funding for phase 2, police department city hall camera installation. I'll entertain a motion.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Make a motion to 50176, to council.
There's a motion on the floor by the councilwoman and the 6th ward to send 250176 to council. Is there support? It's been supported by the councilwoman in the 7th ward. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I'd like to call the secretary to, ask questions. Good evening. I assume you know, I've got some questions. So, this is an add-on, and where are these cameras located? Are they already installed, or are they to be installed?
These cameras are already installed and they're in the entire complex, so both the south, north, and main city hall.
Okay, and are these leased?
These cameras
Are these, this is not what, flock up, is it correct?
no, these are not block cameras. These are internal surveillance cameras for security purposes inside and outside the complex. And they are home, so we purchase the cameras and they come with a service contract.
So they come with a service contract, and so these cameras are owned. Are these the Intel Center or?
So yes, these cameras are piped into the surveillance.
What's your point? Then, first,
Ain't that the speaker, Blue?
Where's Paul?
Exactly.
That's not the speaker, Blue?
Yeah, he's Paul. Paul Harry. Paul. Put on left arm. Paul. Y'all take Paul. Why is there so much standing?
Hey, one.
So, how many change orders has there been in this project? There have been two?
Yes.
And so this one is for the 14,000. Will this complete the number of change orders?
Yes.
This is it?
This is it, yes, the project is complete after this.
Okay. And I know the location is an issue and with disclosing where they are. So they're throughout all over City Hall or the complex.
Yes, with the exception.
What do you consider the complex?
So with the exception of inner offices, so there are no cameras in individuals' offices. The camera systems cover the hallway, stairwell access, parking garage, things like that. So when I say that the entire complex, for instance, in this building, first, second, third floor, including the underground parking structure, and every stairwell inside the building, and the same for the side of the building, as well as the community property.
Okay, and I appreciate you showing up, because I think our deputy chief, he had difficulty answering some of the just basic questions. So I appreciate you actually asked for it. But I appreciate you doing that. And that was my question, my basic question. Thank you.
Go ahead.
I don't know what's in the packet, but I can say that there was an issue with adding on to the project once the south building renovation was completed. There were a couple of additions, adding some cameras as well as monitors to make sure that the coverage was proper in that building. So then there was a slight increase as compared to what was originally submitted. So it had to come back for your approval before we could make the change. But the increase was for added camera system.
Any other discussion on the first round? Any other discussion on the first round? Any discussion in the second round? Any discussion in the second round? This is the vote to send resolution 250176.
Yes.
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 The vote is seven yes, zero no, will be sent. Declaration is 250177. Reallocation of our fund. Plumbing programs.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I'll make a motion that we send T5077 to council.
The motion made to send to council, by Councilwoman Howard. Supported by Councilwoman Eckford. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Madam Chair, I do have questions about this resolution. Is there anyone, through you, Madam Chair, is there anyone that can answer my questions? There in the back. Well, what's your name? Mike. Mike,
supplemental information. But I wanted to find out, how many homes are projected to be, serviced?
Also the Eagle, so it's being projected 400. Correct.
You said 400?
400.
Okay, it's so hard to, hear. Okay, and so, did we talk about the criteria? Yes, we did talk about that as to how much we're gonna be, selected. Can you go over that again so that the residents can understand it?
Well, the selection process is basically open to all Flint residents. Just come down, fill out the application, and once you fill out the application, I have my staff come out and test your home to see which house has the most live, and that's the first come, first served.
People in the hall, we cannot hear. Can you please keep it quiet? Either take it farther down the hall or down the floor. Thank you very much.
That's the whole.
Yeah, so basically it's open to all Flint residents.
And it's open to all residents, but you're gonna be looking at the lead levels as well as.
So that's what would be higher at the base, so that's how
Okay. And have you guys, you haven't received any applications yet, as of yet, right?
We received an application, but we haven't started yet.
Okay. Okay. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in the first round? Go ahead, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. To the speaker. Good evening, sir. How you doing?
I got police.
Can I ask you just to share again what the range of service would be, what the scope of work that we are willing to provide under this program?
All internal plumbing. From the meter, to the shower, to the sink, to the water heater, all internal plumbing.
All internal plumbing. And is there a maximum per household?
As of right now, no.
So
We
there's,
haven't got to that, so it's still a pilot, so we haven't bid out the project yet.
okay. So basically, anything plumbing wise that needs to be addressed in the home, this program will allow for.
Correct.
And you say that does it include replacement of the water heater?
As long as it's material fashion and or it has lead designed in a water tank.
I'm sorry, say that again?
As long as it's in a material fashion, if it's an old water heater and or it has lead designed in it.
Okay. And we have $510,000 worth of it.
We have $1 million. I got, I secured some money from Eagle. $410 from Eagle.
Okay, so in addition to the 510 in this resolution, there's another 400 that is available to support the program, is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Okay. So that might.
Well, you can project about $3 grand per household.
Okay. Do we, as we projected, what numbers have you all come up with that might be a reasonable sort of quote or guesstimate to replace plumbing, pipes, whether we're doing it's not PVC, it's PEX, whether we're doing the PEX or whatever. Do you all sort of have a feel as to, a home size of 1,400 square feet, what it might cost if we had to replace all 20?
Yeah, about 25.
Okay, good. I'm just trying to get a feel for, how the projections came. And I heard you say it would be potentially serving 400 households. So I'm just trying to get a feel for how that actually might come to pass. So thank you for being here to answer questions. I have better understanding now after hearing. Thank you.
Any other discussion? Go ahead.
How do we come up with the dollar? How does it come up with the per house dollar?
We got to meet with some contractors and we just ask the contractors originally how much you guys charge to replace plumbing inside of the whole house. That's kind of the range that we can maybe with us anywhere from 2,000 to 4,500. Yeah, so we settle in with $3,000 range.
So, to me, that is very much, because how are you replacing fixtures? Like, this doesn't include sewer lines, right? This is just strictly water lines?
Correct, just water lines.
No sewer.
Or fixtures, just water lines.
Plumbing program kind of is, plumbing is water, sewer, everything, right? So it's strictly water lines.
Yeah, because they're just in the sewer lines, not in.
No, I understand that, but I'm like, the title of the program is in-home plumbing program, but it really is water line replacement program, right?
Yeah, that's what the title is, so.
I understand, but the title is kind of misleading, because plumbing includes the sewer, and I just want to make sure we're not replacing sewer lines in a home or anything like that, it's strictly water, right?
Yeah, because this also, it's in my program, so I'm a program manager for the lead office, so we only attack the lead. So if it's in the sewer line, lead in the sewer line is on the inside.
Right. I'm just making sure we're clear, because it doesn't, anywhere in this thing that says water, it just says the plumbing program, I just make sure we're clear. Are we removing the existing water lines, or are we abandoning the existing water lines?
Oh, completely removed.
So, what if the water lines are in behind walls? Are we demoing walls or replastering walls?
That'd be a change where we got to that part of it.
That should be incorporated in our budgets, right?
So I already have that incorporated in my hood budget. Because again, once we go in and doing the work, it's intangible with my hood funds. Us to go in and do the lead work, and I have healthy home dollars, which will repair all the necessary work that may cause from removing the lead lines.
So you're saying that can be built above and beyond $1 million in the lot? Or that's got to be incorporated in $1 million?
No, that will be coming out of the different pot of money.
How do we know that pot of money is available?
How do we know if it's gonna be available?
Yeah. Because we don't have the grant, it's not in front of us right now, that we're proving that for any change.
You already approved it. It's already been allocated to my program, so it's already there. This money would just go into basically a support fund for the lead-based paint hazard control that we already doing work for. Now, instead of just replacing windows, doors, signs, etc., now we can get.
How much money is in that program?
About $4 million.
4 million?
Correct.
So anything above and beyond this million will come out of that 4 million?
If we doing anything as in drywall, plastering, or on the walls, it would go into that fund, correct.
And this, so if they need a new water meter, they need new sink faucets, whatever else, we pay for that. Is it just on homework?
Yeah, as of right now, we wasn't replacing any fixtures. I also have another grant with MTHHS, which was replacing fixtures, so that also goes into another pot where they can come in and replace certain fixtures.
So what if? What if there isn't if it's lead going from the meter in the house to the road, which isn't covered in the water line replacement, what if that's lead? Who's checking that?
He's right. I thought, yeah.
Because if we're replacing the lead lines in the house, and we know that the street curb to the main is replaced, what about from the meter, wherever that is in the house, to the road, which is covered by the homeowner? What if that is lead?
Yeah, we have to cut that part. All I know is right now everything internal.
Because if we replace everything internal, but we leave that section as lead, what do we need to do? I don't know the answer, I'm asking you.
Any other discussion?
Thank you. So are you working with Roe or whomever, do you have, I would imagine, you have access to the city records to determine whose pipes had to be replaced because they were galvanized steel, correct?
Correct.
So I'm guessing with those records, you will be able to determine if from the meter to where he was discussing it would also be that, correct?
Should be, correct.
All right, thank you. I yield.
Thank you. Any other discussion? In the first round. Any other discussion in the first round? Discussion in the second round.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Through to the speaker. One question around what might happen as my colleague in the 8th Ward asked about overages for things like the drywall and that type of replacement. Have the guidelines for the lead-based paint program that you are referencing for the 4 million changed such that you don't have to necessarily have that minor in the home? Because my understanding of that program is that it was sort of select and targeted towards households with minors or whatever the age restrictions was. Is that no longer, or there's a caveat built in where we can do this?
No, that's still there.
Okay, but depending on, I guess, the household then, we may be able to pull money?
Correct.
Okay, all right, I just wanted to get that. I just wanted to get that. Thank you.
Any other discussion in the second round? Madam Chair, go ahead, Ms. Burke.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. So how many applicants do we have so far?
We haven't get this out yet. But I know in my program alone, we are at 200. So they go hand in hand, so basically 200 applications right now.
About 200. So I don't see them in our packet, the address. You have the address, so we'll be able to see them before they're approved to go.
I can get something drafted and sent over to the business so she can share with you guys. I can get something drafted and get it over to the business so she can share with you guys.
And that'll be the address.
Correct.
Thank you.
No problem.
Is there any other discussion? In the second round, go ahead, Ms. Burke.
So I'm concerned about from the meter to the road. What piles of money do we have, if that is the way? What piles of money do we have for that?
As of right now, I haven't advocated money to replace that, about that, it was already done. So if not, then after this pilot program is done, even is allowing us to advocate for more money, I could change the budget so that we can replace the lines.
Because if we replace all the plumbing in the minimum payment, that's about the lead water line feeding the house, are we then contaminating the new plumbing and completion? See my point? If these have already been identified as lead, but we're only taking from the meter to the faucet as new. To me, we're cutting six floors because what's feeding the house that isn't part of this program or the water line replacement is still lead contaminated.
In the program, I have my inspectors, we haven't got to the contract, we can put that in the contract and put the test studies on before we can do the work.
I gotta imagine replacing a water line across somebody's yard or around the house if the water comes through the back is gonna be a pretty penny.
But also, lead moves 11 times heavier than water, so even if we replace the lead lines in the home and we didn't get the meter water, it wouldn't be an immediate problem. It would be something on the
Sir,
top.
stop right there. I don't think you wanna stay on the record that
Yeah.
you're going to be, that they're not gonna be in the house way.
No, I'm not saying that.
I'm
Not saying that at all.
I'm for the program, I just don't think that we're thinking of it. Maybe there's something I don't know. But, we don't, I just don't think that, I think we're trying to get this done without making sure all our residents are,
Madam Chair. All right, so, and I think, just part of the issue, right, is sometimes is internal communication. And so what's happening here is you know what your program is going to do, what your program is supposed to do. I do know that there have been instances where pipes have been replaced, and the specific pipes that you're talking about, where driveways have been dug up, and some of the yards have been dug up, to address exactly what you're saying. I know it was another company that, was taking care of it, and I'm not saying it's not the same company that's doing the other parts of the replacement, but I know that it was replaced at no cost to the resident. So I think what has to happen, at some point in time, is probably just the internal communication needs to tighten up, because I do know in some instances that, go ahead, what's your request?
are you sure? Because I haven't heard of anyone being replaced from the shut-off valve to the meter.
I can double check, but I think there were a couple people, because they were really pissed that their, lawn and stuff never got replaced. Yeah, so Mr. Cook said it was, I'm sorry. Madam Chair, I need you to tell the attorney, please. Go ahead. Thank you.
As part of the partnership between the city of Flint and the state of Michigan is currently ongoing. When the contractor excavates, they check composition status between the water main, typically runs under the public road, to the curb stop, and they also check curb stop to the meter.
Check. We said replace.
If it's found to be non-copper, either lead or galvanized, and the homeowner consents, they replace whichever part is not.
No, that's not true. That ain't true, baby. Leave it alone, Dennis, because they're standing. Uh-oh, I didn't mess with the camera. I'm not true.
Go ahead. Thank you. So, I'm not sure if maybe there were some instances where it did occur, but it was my understanding that exactly what the attorney said was occurring. And I know of some homes, because I've had, quite a few people call upset because their lawns have not been restored. And it's been a whole, even their driveways are still messed up from the repairs. And so I just think, like I said, what's happening here is, you know, your part, what your program is supposed to do. The program that you're offering, obviously, is that in-home fixtures and all of that, in-home plumbing and in-home fixtures, and then there's some monies for water heaters and all of that other stuff. I think that there are a lot of moving pieces that perhaps the whole picture needs to be painted for council, but I do think that we are, for the most part, I'm not necessarily, I can't vouch for people's work, but I think, in some instances, we are doing the entire replacement to the point where what Mr. Pfeiffer is saying, where people are not just getting certain parts space and then they're still ingesting lead. I do want to agree with my colleague, no safe amount of lead to ingest, so we won't say that here.
Any other discussions? Any other discussions? Okay, we can vote to send resolution 2501772.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Mr. Carter?
Yes.
Ms. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Bass? Mr. Pfeiffer? I'm sorry?
Yes.
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 Vote is 7 yes, 0 no.
Vote is 7 yes, 0 no, that motion carries. Our next separation is 2501, grant acceptance continuing professional education, State of Michigan Committee on Law Enforcement Standards.
Madam Chair.
Go ahead.
I'd like to send President 182 to council.
Okay, motion supported by Councilwoman in the sixth ward, Senate Council, supported by Councilwoman. Very good.
Madam
Go
Chair.
ahead.
Who we have here to, could you step to the podium? Thank you. Could you give your name?
Sergeant Dominic Tapp.
Say that again.
Sergeant Dominic.
Okay, thank you. I had questions about the training with the MCOS training last Monday during our council meeting. And I had those questions about the training because of the standards. One of the standards that I'm concerned about was the pushing. How do we assess issues or evaluate or address them? There were some issues that were on Home Street. There was the macing and the pushing. There was this about officers wearing an assault rifle across his chest.
Yeah.
I was deeply concerned about that.
That was over
And I
Andrew
know
House.
MCO is the continuing education and for professionalism. Can you tell me what are some of the standards, because this is for a grant, and they teach us, what are some of the standards that Flint Police Department is facing?
I can't answer that question. That's a question of MCOS. Is everybody familiar with MCOS and what MCOS stands for?
I am, but I think that as you being in the police department, you being on the department, what department issues does the Flint Police Department face? Because if they're training to address issues, and one of the issues, one is professionalism. I know with the barbecue grill, they were told after people pay for food, go to McDonald's. So they're they go. Community policing is how we create a rapport with the public, which has become a problem. And I'll say some of it has unfortunately stemmed and poured from our chambers out into the public. And that is a problem. So when I speak to you, when you say you need the training, do you feel that this department has things that they need to improve?
This is not me finding training, this is not the department training. This is MCOS saying that every police officer in the state of Michigan is going to have this training during this 3-year pilot program. It's not an option for us. We don't pick and choose. The state standards come down and they tell us what to do.
Okay, and I understand that, but this is not what I'm asking you. I'm asking you outside of that. The training, I understand, is standard. And for the record, for you, my husband retired from the police department, and he had these issues. So I want that to be very clear. And so when we look at these issues, when I'm saying, do you see anything that is outstanding to you that maybe we need to work on? Because this is about training, and it's the same with us with training. I signed up for a training seminar things in September with the Michigan Municipal League. I know there are things that we have to work on, it's accountability. Or do you feel, because I actually asked for Chief Green to be here, do you think this would be better addressed when we had the budget hearings? One issue was morale, the number of hours worked, running from scene to scene, not being able to properly address a crime scene because two Saturdays ago, or 2 days ago, there were 17 shootings in 70 minutes. And that know that wears on you. And so when I'm asking for, this is a part of training, in this training, another training, is something that you see is in the command staff that we need to further address. Now, if you're not comfortable answering it, I completely understand. Because I asked for Chief Green, and he should be here. I didn't ask for you, I asked for him to be here, and he's not. I called him, I emailed him, he's not responding. And I don't know how you don't respond when you're the police chief and you got people in these council chambers who have questions. So I get what you're saying, I understand what MCOS is. 100% I do. But impulse speaks to professionalism. It speaks to current issues. It speaks to best practices. Does the Flint Police Department, what is the Flint Police Department best practices?
That's above my pay grade, man. I'm here to
Okay.
talk about.
Please. Okay, and so those are some of the things that, for me, when we're going to train, what are we going to train for? That when we go, we need to make sure we take what we learn and we're able to reuse it out in the public and for our officers. My time is up. I'll wait for my second round. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Any other discussion in the first round? Go ahead, Mr. Fleischer.
So what is this money used for? Is this used for the dollars that's going to be cost to send?
So we see the money we're talking about with
$99,000. Is that going for payroll to send people to the training?
None of this is in person training, this is all online training. It pays for the company that
Well, we
needs
still have to pay our officers the 24 hours that they do it, right?
No, their impulse is paying for that money. That money, that 90,000 is paying, not everybody does it, I understand, and I'm one of the list of finance. Maybe, if I had to guess, 50% of the officers do it on overtime, others do it, they have downtime during the shift, daytime officers, or whatever.
So the $99,000 isn't going to cover all of our expenses, correct?
I don't work in finance, I don't know the calculations for every officer who does it that way. I know that at least for the online program that we're using, there's a simple.
So it pays for the program, or does any of this money come back to us for payroll?
Yes.
Does it cost us money to take this online program or not?
We have to pay a yearly amount for the company we went with is Lexpol, and they are the parent company of Police One Academy. We pay $6,969 a year to be able to use that service. We take all our trainings on that Police One Academy.
I'm sure that that's a budgeted expense, so that's not part of it. So this $99,000 is strictly to cover payroll for officers to go through this meeting, this.
Payroll and.
Okay. Can you say what your name is?
Who is that?
I'm sorry?
Where did she come from?
Okay. Okay.
What's she saying? We can't hear her. Y'all can't hear, we can't hear.
We still have it, they didn't start using this until January, so we have that So for this fiscal year.
Can't hear.
Since January, from till June of 26, we have $149 million. It's about a year and a half. So I think that it covers the wages and the program that we're using.
What is the cost of the wages for workers?
It depends on our position, so if it's in it's not a little like each officer makes.
But somebody's got to put the paper to see what this is going to cost, right?
Yeah, so if it's, I just don't, so like, I don't know what his wages off the top of my head, so it's.
So what are your wages?
So it's 1 hour, like, I wonder if it could be a 2-hour class.
Well, according to the paper, you gotta have at least 24 hours of continuing education, so this is every employee times 24 hours, I'm guessing the majority of that, to the point of this, that's gonna get overtime, so that's going to be a expensive endeavor.
At this point, it hasn't been.
There goes Sergeant.
Okay.
So, but some of them are doing it at home, and they don't, if they go to school, they're not, it's not pushing their time, so they're not getting paid for it. That was a choice, so some of them are choosing to do it from home, and not getting paid for it. So that doesn't come off the grant, it doesn't come off the grant, but they actually choose it. Does that make sense?
No.
It does, but I don't understand why they would do it off the clock.
Quiet down.
We reserved the computer room on numerous occasions next to HR. All computers there, they can get online. If they want to come in and do it on computers there, they can be paid up on their time. If they have an office here, or they come to the report room and they want to do it on their time off, they come on their time off and they do it here. If they want to do it at home.
Are we mandating that?
They're gonna watch videos and ask questions.
24 hours of overtime.
It's broken down quarterly. So throughout the year, quarterly, you have to complete the assignments through.
So 6 hours of work.
We are playing catch up because they just started the pilot program last year at June, so half the year, we weren't even involved with it, and nobody knew what was going on.
Okay.
More clarity was brought to the light, and now we have to make up.
I have to stop the time, somebody else will give you time. Is there any other discussion in the first round? Go ahead on my time.
Okay, so we have to make up the 12 hours from the last half of last year, everybody in the state. We do 24 for this year, 24 for next year, 24 for 27.
Wow.
After that, the pilot program is done. I can't tell you what Impulse is gonna do, I can tell you what my gut says. My gut says that they're gonna make it permanent. They're gonna make it continuing professional education permanent. I don't know if there's gonna be resources for the state to give us money in the future, but all I know, as of right now, through the December 31st of 27, we have to take this training.
So, excuse me. So, this training is being paid for this grant. And if people choose to do it on their own time, they can do that. I can do it.
And just to clear one thing out there. So far, the training that we've completed, 42% of it is directly related to community relations and police officer problems. So this is not just about kicking at doors and shooting and training. This is trying to deal with the community with people with Alzheimer's, people with mental health problems. Communicating with the youth, and communicating with the elderly.
Bullshit.
We're trying to get close to 50%. We don't have a choice of half of it. MCOL says these are the ones you're going to take. The other half, we're mixing in what we think we need. When I say what we think we need, it's entire thing.
So there's electives that you can do, there's certain requirements, and then you have to pick up the rest of your credits as electives.
As electives, one of the ones that they offer.
Right, and is the city saying we have to have these, but we're telling you you have to take these in addition, and then you can take extras? Or are they just mandated to take the courses that are required, and then they can choose whatever electives they want?
No, they are given assignments, and they can do that, but they can go above and beyond for free. And I know many officers have taken additional training on this website, and they love it.
So they gotta watch videos and answer questions for training. That's beautiful.
So, who decides what the department needs?
The training that we're taking?
Yes.
Well, like I said, some of it is from MCOL themselves. They decide what we have. Then they give us a list of electives that you can pick from on the website. Anything on the website that we go to for Academy One, Police One Academy, everything on there is picked by MCOL, approved by MCOL. If it's not approved by MCOL, it's not on that website. That's why we chose that website.
So is there any direction that it comes from, I would say probably from the chief that states, we need to improve in this area? So let's say community policing. So is there guidance from saying, you know, in your elective part, you know, we're gonna focus on community policing? You know, we know that in Flint, we had an issue the past year. Didn't have one for decades. And so, I mean, does that directive come down from the chief to state we need to focus on particular or specific areas?
I don't have communication with the chief on this. I'm the training coordinator, which means that whenever the training is completed, I keep track of it. I don't take the assignments. Lieutenant Robert Frost, who's our here, he's a lieutenant in traffic, and he makes the assignments. I don't know if they're discussing staff meetings and that's where it comes from, or.
So Lieutenant Frost makes, what is Lieutenant Frost doing in?
He's in traffic, he's a traffic, and he makes quarterly assignments on police one academy.
Okay, so Lieutenant Frost makes quarterly assignments on that. Because I think if we're doing the training, I think it should be guided. Like we know we're having an issue with community policing, it should be guided. You know, that's one of the elective forces, that should be taken. And this, I take the training very serious. And that was one of the reasons why I did want to speak to the chief, because it really, you go by command. And so it really starts with him and addressing those issues. And I know certain times Chief Green has sent other people up here who don't have a clue what you are answering. I appreciate you answering what you have. But yeah, and no, I appreciate it, I truly do. But I would still like to speak with Chief Green.
On your note, ma'am,
Yes.
when it talks about effective communication for law enforcement, we do, everybody in the department over the last 4 years have or will be trained 8 hours in emotional survival and effective communication for law enforcement.
Bullshit.
Directly.
Bullshit.
Yes, you can continue on my time.
Okay. So the training I just spoke of is, we just had the training last week and 40 officers were trained on that 8 hours.
Bullshit.
I'm working through the entire department. Hopefully, they come once a year, and hopefully next year 40 will wrap up the entire police department. What?
So how many officers took the training?
One.
So the last training I spoke about, or the training that we're doing with
Both.
as of the end of this month, so the next board starts in September. Everybody will complete 24 hours of the required CPE. And then we'll have additional 12 hours to finish up, we get the 36 from last last year, of all of this year. So everybody has, and we check at the end of the quarter, and everybody has to be completed, and so far everyone has.
It don't work.
So, did you guys finish the investigation of last weekend? Did we
I don't
come?
do investigations.
Oh, okay. I'm just wondering, did we come up with a number? And also,
I can appreciate where you're going, ma'am, but I don't have any clue.
Okay, call Sergeant Booth. Sergeant Booth.
Hey, Carl, I'm not gonna tell you again. I've told you about 4 times now.
will this money, this.
88.
Will you guys be, training police officers as far as de-escalation?
Yes.
Okay, because that's needed.
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely needed. So that's on the list of things that will be, that they will be trained on.
What's your request?
Through the speaker, do we know if that de-escalation training is virtual via video or if it's going to be hands-on?
It's hands-on.
It should be hands-on.
It is hands-on. We've seen the video from
Is
last
it
week.
virtual? When can we get some hands-on de-escalation training? I mean, virtual, that's all good, and then I believe in, when I do trainings, I believe in touching all of the, virtual, I believe in visual, hands-on, all of it. So, when will there be escalation training? De-escalation training?
Never.
That's it as far as mine.
Any other
I
discussion?
continue.
Okay, go ahead. Continue. Go ahead.
The type of training that we're doing online is done, in my There's no one else's opinion, okay? This is my opinion. It is impossible to
They
get
gonna sit
100
their ass
local
down,
events
watch a
going on.
video, answer the
Be able to
questions, and go
train
back out on the street and
people.
whoop ass. Right.
It's not gonna happen, I don't care how you do it.
Might as well let their ass play a video game.
Training and find enough classes that are offered through this state anyway. It's nearly impossible. Virtual is the tough way to learn for some people, but it's what we have learned. And mind you, I've done all these videos myself. None of this is new. All of this has been learned from the academy. Now, for me, it's been 27 years, 26 years. So it was very good for me to recall some things that I had forgotten, some new techniques, some new ideas, but all of it is trained in the academy, continuous training throughout my career. So I can't speak for anything going forward, what's going to be done in person. I can just tell you that this is very effective training. It's a reminder for those coming out of the academy who just had to train them, and for an older fellow like myself who's been here a while, it's a good reminder. So that's all I can do to speak about the CPE.
So, I appreciate the clarification that this is basically virtual training. So my ask of you, as you report back to the chief about your engagement here, is that, the administration and the chief work to commission someone to request grant dollars such that we can do in-person training, especially around de-escalation, as that has been not just a community concern that's been voiced here, but a real issue at this point. So, and I know there's a resolution here later for some $700,000 from the Mott Foundation, which it wasn't clearly identified how the funds can be used. But when that resolution comes, that's a question I'm going to ask. Can something like this be funded by that $700,000+? Because it is going to be an undertaking, but it's one that is vital, that is crucial, that happens here in the city of Flint post-haste. Thank you.
Amen. All right, JJ.
The second round. Go ahead.
I would support this training. But here's my issue with it. If you're saying that 40 people went through, I'm sorry, you said 40 people went through community policing or something like that? What was it?
Emotional survival and effective communication for law.
Yeah, honestly, that was probably a waste of time. Whatever training is happening.
Why you gonna support it then, man? Exactly.
Show like whatever you're doing.
And I'm not saying that all officers need 100% retraining. I'm saying that maybe to our conversation, Mr. Booth, maybe specific officers need more specific training. And I think my colleague's point, to my colleague's point, there needs to be more dollars for in-person training, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I get virtual training through my 9 to 5, and literally it's a YouTube video, and you can push play, take a nap, wake up, especially something that you've just admitted on the record, it's everything that everybody knows already. So, to me, maybe it's an ineffective program, because it maybe being online and virtual, it doesn't capture everything, their attention as much as it should be when it's in person. I'm not saying that not every officer does that, but to me, especially if it's something that was in the academy and we have a lot of fresh faces, maybe it's something that they zone out on, get on their phone, whatever else, and not focus the way in-person training, which it's clear and obvious that we need more training in virtual training. To me, based on what you just said, and of course 40 officers took, unless the 40 officers haven't stepped foot in this chambers or downtown recently, the training's ineffective. So, I think, Detective Booth, as we spoke earlier, we need to hone in on making sure we have officers placed where they're most effective in the militant guys that we have in this room and downtown during peaceful dinners at night, maybe even aren't the right people in those spots. So I'll deal with it like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else in the second round? Go ahead, Mr. Becker.
Thank you. All right, so I just want to make it be clear that I'm here on you. So this training right here is mandated, right?
Yes.
All right, so we don't do it, then what?
If we don't do it,
Yeah, so we don't approve this grant, then what?
if we don't go ahead and pay for the training, as a police budget.
Okay, so the 99,000, instead of getting a grant, it have to come out of our funding, so we will have to do it regardless, right?
Correct.
All right, I support it for that reason right there. And also, are you familiar with the peacekeepers training? No? Okay. All right, very well. I see all the bullies shaking his head. There are many opportunities that this body, as well as the community, that are afforded to take to get in these spaces and see the training that's taking place. I participated in the training with the sheriff department. And so, my other thing that I want to really hone in is the fact that it is, when we have these kind of concerns about training, there are other municipalities, they face the same issues that we do. And that's the point of us going to conferences and getting training and being around other council people so we can see what they're doing in other municipalities that share the same challenges.
Not acting like.
And so I would like to challenge my colleagues. I know it sounds good to throw things at you all, but we too have the capabilities to reach out to places like Detroit, places like Grand Rapids, places like Chicago. If you talk, they talk back. And we all can get a feel for the training that they have as effective within their police force. So it's important for when we say that we are engaged and that we want to see something different, and that when we're applying, it is important for us to, like some of us stated, I will not meet with the mayor, I will not meet with the administration. This right here is when we meet and we engage and we bring these things to them. So when we have issues, we can say, we did our part, but you didn't do yours. Yes, it's definitely a while, because it's an all boots on the ground effort. I'm not going to talk to you about training and be serious about it when I'm not trying to look for training that works for police officers and bring it to you. And so, again, I support this info mandated training. I support, and I want to encourage my colleagues to take advantage and step in, stop out, and see the other training that they have taking place. There's quite a few taking place here around the area. And so we all can gauge for ourselves if they're effective, what needs to be changed, and reach out to other municipalities to see what's working there. It's a win-win situation, and to move that is ridiculous because it's a step forward in the right direction. So thank you.
Any other discussion on this section?
She cheered the police when your ass on it.
Thank you for coming in.
They done whooped our ass in here so much because of her.
One that it is mandated. Then obviously everybody in here can agree that police training should be mandated. We talked about how they will learn some de-escalation techniques. We talked about how they'll learn how to deal with patients with, residents who may have dementia, who may have some sort of mental health concern that they have going on. I know possibly some people who may have different issues with maybe medication, opioid addiction, anything like that. It sounds like they're going to get training to learn how to properly de-escalate those situations. I think that what a lot of my colleagues up here said is
works out, right? I know that we know what's gonna be mandated by the state, you said they're offering, they can take some more trainings, and that some things are a bit above your pay grade, when we're talking about what some of the specific trainings in the city of Flint are. I think that you will take it back to the chief, and the chief is probably watching the meeting, if he's available to watch right now, and the technical is certainly gonna take it back to some of the suggestions that my colleagues made, as we improve this. We do want to make sure that we are heard in the future of the fact that some of that training may need to be in person, because, while I won't go as far as to say it's ineffective, because there are some people who really take their career paths seriously, who take community policing seriously, so they do want to get better. But we have a family who's here today because of something that happened that could have been handled differently, right? And so what we can do is take what they're saying, listen to my colleague in the 9th Ward, listen to my colleague in the 8th Ward, make sure that some of that training does happen in person, make sure we're listening to my colleague in the 2nd Ward,
She the other
she
one
says
that called
that
the police
everyone
on us.
would do, it would do us all a better service for the city, for all of us to go through training, to reach out to different municipalities and say, hey, I see some similar situations are happening there, or they have happened there, and you've managed to, de-escalate situations, or you've managed to, come together and make it better. So how can we, as Flint Police Force or Flint City Council, whomever, do these things better? I am excited that we're all on the same page about improving this training, because one thing we can be clear on, whether it's in-person or virtual training, is absolutely needed for every police force, and our police force especially. I know we have some dedicated men and women who serve here, right? And that they do want this training, they do want to get better. We know that the human error happens all the time, and so I think the best way that we move forward as a community, after checking ourselves and our behavior and making those adjustments, is we go to these trainings and we learn how to get better at the jobs that we're doing. So thank you for standing here before us today. I know a lot of it was a bit above your pay grade, but I think you helped us understand some things beautifully, such as this is mandated training. There will be some de-escalation training, and if we don't pay for it this way, this training is coming out of our pockets.
Yes, stop.
I'm going to take minutes and ask her Piper's question. Are there tests that are conducted at the end of each one of these trainings?
Yes, and none of these videos, when you press play, go to the laundry, go to the dishes. In fact, at the end of every one, there's a test. And the majority of them I saw, if you fail it twice, you take the training again. So that's another hour to watch the video. And there's your remark section at the very end, and I think the same thing every time. Make the buttons bigger that I have to continue because I can't see these with my reader center. So it's every 30 seconds you're pressing a button to continue, or you have to click on the icon to continue. So I understand where you're coming from, and I would have the same problem if I could just sit there and let it play. This is something you have to, and there are questions throughout that you have to answer. And if you get it wrong, it takes you back to the beginning and you start over. So when you get to the end, it's 80% passing, you only get 10 questions, there's 3 of them. You get one more try at it, and do it again, you're going back and going straight in again.
The reason why I ask is because that's exactly my experience with my online training. I worked remote with QuickBooks, all work remote, I've had teams from coast to coast with printers on it, as well as working salary. So we have to have a certain percentage in order to go on. And if you don't, you have to retake it. And every year we have to recertify in order to keep our jobs. If you don't recertify by June 30th, you're done. There's no second chance. You get 60 days to recertify, you take the test 3 times, you get locked out. You come back after 45 days. But by that time, you might be out of job. So,
the funding itself is not the most important thing. If an officer does not take these 24 hours of training a year and complete them and pass them, and go full their certification, you can't be a police officer in the state of Michigan without control.
okay. Thank you very much. That was my question. I wanted to get clarification of that because of what Mr. White was talking about with YouTube. And I understand that you can take these, that there are trainings online that I can take, but that has not been my experience. So I just want to say that. This is a vote to send resolution 250182 to council.
Yes. Mrs. Burns?
Yes.
Mrs. Shannon?
Yes.
Mr. Piper? Mr. Jerry?
Yes.
Mr. Allen, Mr. Ashton? Dr. Lewis? Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Vote is 7 yes, 1 no.
27 yes, 0 no, that will go to council. Next resolution, 250198, contract license, Vandenberg, water and asset management, water reliability plan, Public Water Division. Now I'll entertain a motion. Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I would like to,
Councilwoman in the seventh ward has made a motion to send to council as the board, supported by the councilwoman in the seventh. Second ward, is there any discussion? All right, do you want Scott? Mr. Dudley? Go ahead.
So this was part of the ACO.
No.
What exactly is this study going to tell us that we don't know?
So, in 2018, they did this study. So what this study is to assess what happened
Hold the time. I'm going to ask again for the people in the hallway to please keep the noise down. We cannot hear. And neither can our clerks. Thank you. Go ahead.
So, we're going to ask somebody, or give somebody $136,000 to modify our 2018 report when
So that's a part of it, to incorporate all of the assets that have been invested in, everything that's been replaced, everything that's been upgraded, put that in the new asset management plan, see where we're at.
Don't we already know that?
To a certain extent, we do know some things, so there's still some things that need to be invested in, and they have to put that together, and we're going to see what you make of it. And that's what the part of this is for, it's like your homework, it's to assess prior bills, current bills, and your capital improvements. Look at what capital improvements you need to do, what increase you need to
So this company is going to come in and we're going to turn over all of our documentation, correct? That's the stuff that we've done?
We will work with them, and give them all the order and stuff like that, so they can incorporate that into the digital form. We're going to look at all our assets.
I'm asking again for people in the hallway to please keep it down. If you're leaving, please be quiet as you go out the door, because we are trying to conduct city business. We have important questions that need to be answered, and we only have a limited amount of time to do that in. Thank you.
We've got 2018 report. We have all of our documentation. And we know what we've done. Because to me, this is, say, 136, that's two full-time employees that we're paying. And everything, how long are we going to work on this?
Well, it was supposed to be done by the end of this year, but we know we're not, probably not gonna be able to do that, so we'll have to ask for an extension.
And then, after this report comes in, what's the next step?
To tie that into the rate study. To give that asset management plan, our budget, water service center budget, to administration, and incorporate that into the rate study. And assess it, and ensure that we have a budget that will last.
But the rate study isn't part of the ACO, right? So we're using this for our rate study that the mayor wants to do, right, that has nothing to do with the ACO. So what's the purpose of this document?
It's hard to know a proper rate study without knowing the assets.
I understand that, but
That's the
rate,
purpose, that's what this is.
but the rate study is not part of the ACO.
No, the rate study.
The rate study is irrelevant to this right here, because we're saying that this is mandated by the ACO. So what is the purpose?
No proper rate study.
I don't want to hear about the rate study, no offense. The rate study has nothing to do with this. So why was this put in the ACO when the rate study wasn't part of the ACO? What is the purpose of this document? Outside of the rate study.
There is some way in the ACO that ties this to the rate study. But this assessment is to look at the water plant budget and the water service center budget and make sure we're solving our problems. So we'll leave the rate study out. This is just to assess the water plant and the water service center. Look at past, current, and future. And show that we're solving our problems.
So why didn't the rate study in 2018 prove that we're going to solve it for 20 years and we got to redo it 8 years later?
Because we had to do the ACO. So part of that is we've completed the rest of what we asked us to do, but we haven't completed the rest. So part of this is how you're going to do the rest.
I understand that, but if we paid for this in 2018, the same study, why didn't that prove that it was solved for 20 years? We got to do it 8. So my question is, in 8 years, are you going to come back and say we got to do another one of these studies the way that it's 8 years since the last one?
Most municipalities do an asset management every 55 years to verify their contract with different resources. A lot of times you can set up 20-year budget. Unforeseen things, and the next thing you know, budget is the budget. So they just want to make sure that by doing this, you can show city vision. Doing things as you plan to do. And so if you want to apply for safety funds, this kind of corporate, they want to look at see if we solve it.
And Scott, wonder why, if this is supposed to be valid for 20 years, you just didn't want to have your team. I wonder, don't we keep up with it every year, or we just do it once, close our eyes, and then when something else comes wrong, and we can say, okay, we need another one. Why don't we be proactive and have living documents and keep up with this study and not let it go to waste? Will we need this study for every year? The way that you set up this stuff, I'm trying to figure this out. If you know that you're replacing this water line, this valve, like why aren't we keeping documents on the last study to keep up with it instead of now we're going to hire somebody else to go back and recapture it?
So we do have a portion of it.
So my last 30 seconds, could you tell me what the difference between this and the team method? What's the difference in how is this going to be better where we don't have to do this?
The team method was something that the ACO, so they can make sure we understand the asset management system. And it's the municipality's responsibility for themselves to make sure they're safe.
Well, why is it part of the ACO?
Because we have one. We have one. A long time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion?
Madam Chair, is this Mr. Dungy? Excuse me, Mr. Dungy, I'm trying to have council meeting. Is this the, one where we changed the wording for the city to may instead of shall? Because I think that, is this the particular item that
and I think we should suggest the director of the program. In the ACO, we changed the wording from may to shall. I'm pretty sure, do you recall us changing? Is there somebody who can speak to that really quickly, who might know the answer?
What's your request?
Yeah, we made an edit, you made it, and we agreed to the edit. Oh, yeah. First, Madam Chair. Did we change some wording in that from the city may to the city shall? And I believe it was my colleague on the 8th. All right, this is only the first round. All right, I'll come back in a second, thank you.
Okay, any other discussion?
So, this contract was basically, first, how did this, company, how were they selected?
We went through the bidding process.
We did, okay. How will the city ensure that this firm delivers a plan that is both compliant and practical for this?
We'll be working with them closely. We had decent bandwidth working with the city of Flint since 2016. OIC. Also, all of that stuff will be reviewed by legal as it's being done. So I've been verifying that they are achieving what they should be. Mr. Edwards, administration, regularly bring them up to date on every weekly, bi-weekly, what events are transpiring.
So you've taken over, where Mr. Miller left off and making sure that these projects, are on track.
This project is pretty much my understanding, because I work with my boss, we work together, and I work with
Okay. Because, I don't know how many of those projects have we completed.
I've never completed one of them, like I said, the state gave me in 2016, 2017, and they set it up for our students to do it, and they oversee it at that time.
Okay. Okay. All right, I'll be
In regards to the question that specific like information now, that resolution for the administrative consent order passed as presented on April 17th, 2024. It had no changes to it. There was no point one, so it was the original order that was. All right, any other discussion? So, any other discussion in the first round? Any other discussion in the first round? Any discussion in the second round? And I know that. Okay.
Scott,
I would have been unalive.
I didn't vote for this year. The questions I have are, what happens when we're over?
Well, it is on the ACO, so it will mandate it. They could get it appropriated, kind of like this is not following this.
Again, hold time. We're having difficulty, Mr. Judge, we're having trouble hearing. Please keep the chatter down to a minimum. Thank you so much.
But Eagle doesn't really want to find this, they want to work with this, so I'm sure that that one will probably have some more meetings.
Like our water and sewer, I mean, we're in deficit as far as gas and steam. So if they want to look at those, like, projecting to have any money to help us, like, I mean, and that's why in the ACO is stuff like this, money that we don't have. Like, if the ACO came with 50% reimbursement or something like that to help us out, but to me, how is this going to help the residents of the
This is their, us to understand where we're at financially, budgetary wise, our services. As far as residents, I mean, it's all tax residents.
to me, that is a derelict duty of a finance department. If we can't, credibly look at our accounts and see where we're at. Like, how is it that we need this company to come and look at our financial solvency of the water department? To me, isn't that the responsibility of the finance department? I mean, I'm not, like, I can look at Excel sheet and I can look at numbers, and to me, we should have been running through our hair on fire a long time ago in this account. But now we're gonna spend $136,000 for somebody to come in and say, yeah, you guys should have been in here screaming, hollering, and taking. Like, we're already drowning, we know that. And now we're going to pay for somebody to say, oh, you need a life preserver. I'm not saying you don't have to assess it, I'm understanding. Why isn't this something that, a report that can be done internally, where we don't have to spend $136,000 that we don't have?
You don't have that specialized person on staff. I think personally, the water is a little bit more.
So can you send me, maybe I'm ignorant to what this is. Can you send me the 2018 report so I can see what that is? To get a better grasp of what we're asking them to determine whether or not with more help and finance, we can't come to something because I know this is part of the ACO, but it doesn't say we can't do that before returns. Correct?
Correct.
So can you send me the 2018 report? Let me educate myself to see if I think that it's something that we should be able to handle from just my own perception of people's abilities. And then I'll go from there. I'll be ecstatic if I can get that report before Monday. And then we'll go from there. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
When they developed that asset management in 2018, part of it was a revenue. So we were financial stress at that time too. So
Nothing's changed.
a lot of that, but some problems, you know, at that time. So we had a bunch of bad meters. The water service center changed. So now we're getting accurate readings on meters. So I think that's.
So, I know I'm really, but fundamentally, what is going to be different on this report versus the 20 report? Can you also shoot me a little summary or shoot it to the clerk, so she can share with everybody, what substantially is going to be different from the 2018 report versus this report we're asking you to, thank you.
She said I can hear the report, can't hear the report.
Is there any other discussion on section? Go ahead.
And how are you? Good. So, here's my question. Please keep name, please. Is the contract about to end?
It's kind of rolling, I'm trying to get it terminated, but it's hard to keep that, so I took over the case. If they are, that's what I'm doing. I had 2 bad texts in there, 1 bad text left, we're in the process of hiring another bad tech, and
I can't hear you.
and the last supervisor, once I get full staff, I can give them a notice, 20-day notice.
I couldn't hear you. Can you, I heard you say you took over the licensing.
It's an ongoing contract, they've been with us since 2016. The first thing I did was get the state license to be operating first. So we relinquished them of that, but in the meantime, the lab staff, all of it. So they started covering the lab. There's 2 lab techs, 1 just lab.
Oh, yeah.
Reposted. So as soon as I get the lab,
Did you have that sometime? Did you have that still? Oh, okay, okay. So what this report we're asking, this was in the water, the Arcadis report, is that correct?
yes.
Okay, and so why are we duplicating what they already said to do?
Because that's 8 years old.
Okay, so what's changed from 8 years old to now?
$7 million
You gonna put that
So the spreadsheets that we received, should we just deduct those off? Does it cost $136,000 just to remove those off? You have a very nice spreadsheet, by the way.
Well, part of it is to do the full assessment, and rate all the stuff. Look at your capital, figure out what it's gonna cost to save the full again. So, it's really to the future.
Bullshit.
We fix a lot, we're still,
And that's why I didn't want to approve the administrative consent order. And I thought we needed more time and discussion on that. And also, and I read it, and also the water optimization and the Arcadis report. And so this would duplicate the same thing. But you guys have a DPW yet? A DPW director?
we have a deputy director that we just hired.
Oh, who are you?
Marwan, I can't pronounce his last name. Just-
Can you spell it? Oh, okay. So does he carry licensing? Because you have some.
He has an E2, and, he's a deputy director.
He's the deputy. Does he do engineering?
Pardon me?
Does he do engineering?
He wasn't hired.
Oh, he's done
Hired.
That's how I'm busting
Where you from?
up. Got 18 years.
Okay.
Any other person in the second round? Anyone else in the second round? I'm gonna take a few minutes, so I know that, Mr. Pfeiffer is interested why our finance department can't do the study to determine rates. Mr.
Was Pepper's not here.
Okay, well, I will go ahead and have my time. Go ahead, we'll send 25019.
Ms. Burns?
No.
Ms. Bass? Mr. Pfeiffer? Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
This meeting.
No.
The Lion from the Lion King. She got that specially made for the Lion King. So when it came out in part 2, she played Simba's mama.
flying in the night.
Mr. Jones?
Yeah, between her and Sean Johnson, that'd be the outside linebacker and the inside linebacker.
Mr. Piper? Yes. Mr. Jarrett?
Yes.
Don't mess it up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Vote 6 yes, 1 no.
You tell her, but she better stop. They can come down here by yourself. Somebody will stop with you.
I'm no, because to me, you shouldn't come in front of us as a resolution. Signatures. But I'm about to read something. Doesn't, say that we want to notify you or any RFPs or put any of that in the first ordinance. So to me, this, puts a preferential treatment on, preferred contractors, and it actually is going to cost the city more money that we do not have. As the purchasing director stood before us and said that this council chambers was done by a non-union contractor, and they did a good job, so why do we need to pay union rates for someone to mow lawns or any other thing in the city? To me, and I'm 100% pro-union, but we are putting disadvantaged contractors that do similarly quality work at a huge disadvantage because we're disqualifying them to do work. So, to me, this gives preferential treatment to an outside of the city union contractor versus a city-based local contractor that may be non-union. So, I want to know.
I will not support this. I know that it's good for minority contractors to get into business, making sure to get the profit.
Thank you. Madam Chair. So, and to Mr. Parker's point, I know you missed the last meeting, but this was the one I was talking about when you had some specific wording that you asked to have changed. And so if you look in the be it resolved section, the language was changed. It said, therefore, it is resolved that to stabilize the local workforce and enhance the community, the city of Flint shall preferentially award construction contracts to successful bidders to the extent provided by law that pay their subcontractors and construction mechanics no less than the prevailing wage rates and fringe benefits on city projects. And I know the words that were originally made, and you did say that if it was changed to shall, that you could support this.
What she say?
So I just wanted to remind you of that, and so that, because that was your suggestion, the language was changed.
He said if he change the shell, he would vote for it.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
I yield.
okay. Is there anyone else with the first?
How much ARPA money we got left?
Again, I'm hearing a lot of noise from back to back, please. We are having strict difficulties with hearing.
Don't call the police, please. My back
So we
hurts.
had an individual here to speak on this, and we did not give him the opportunity to speak on this. It was a group of union workers that were here, and they came to the lectern to voice their support, and then they were here waiting to speak and to engage the council. But unfortunately, form was broken, and they were not able to do that. So, but, no, man. I'm bringing you the lawyer, stop, you know that. So, moving forward, it's important that we consider this because this is to establish at the state's prevailing wage to make sure that people that are local are getting a fair and just wage when they do local work. I don't see a downside to this, making sure that people get an honest wage for an honest day's work. And so I like to encourage my colleagues to, get about the union. This is a union town. And we have union people watching. They have union people supporting this. They have union people coming to this meeting. And so us telling them that we're not for the prevailing wage is telling them that we are not for unions. So we gotta really consider what we're saying. And also make sure that we have a clear understanding of what's happening. Because it seems like that we do not. When they came to the lectern again, they stated that this is for exclusively to ensure that they are providing equal wage for the local workforce. It sounds like a win, so I'm still waiting to hear. Maybe I missed it, and I will like to encourage my colleagues to please bring it home so I can have an understanding of why that specifically is not good for this city. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Any other discussion in the first round? And this resolution was brought back. Any discussion in the second round? Go ahead.
At no point did I say that nobody should get the living wage. To me, this is a whole city budget amendment through Madam Chair to the CFO.
Amen. Mr. Moore.
Mr. Moore, while you're walking up here, have you looked at the dollars of what, if this passes, what additional dollars this will cost the city? Because we give contracts out to non-union people all the time. So have you looked at what this will cost the city? Okay, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. So,
What did he say? He didn't know.
where's the
Take
budget
it.
land that if we pass this, that all of, every dollar that we spend is now going to be escalated. So the roofing contractors that just got approved, are they, prevailing wage? Because are the lead-based contractors that are gonna do all these replacements, are they prevailing wage? Where's the budget amendment to now we gotta give all these contractors more money? And now we gotta relook at the budget. And I think that, to me, this is before, for a specific reason. And it's to preferably give a contract to a higher bidder. So, and no point in this does it say we're going to notify the bidders, that we're going to re-look at and put this on any of the RFPs that's saying, you may be the low bidder, but if you don't provide prevailing wage, you're not gonna get the job. We're not gonna put that on the RFPs, we're not gonna redo the purchasing ordinance. So that's why I am a definite no on this. To me, there's a reason that this is before us. We functioned as a union town for homes for a century without this. And now all of a sudden, we get this before us and it's detrimental to living wages in the city, when we don't even hardly hire anyone in the city. So,
Simba. Thank you. So with that being said, I would like to send this to special affairs, and the reason why is so we can have the union people come and have them tell us exactly, from their epistemology of what they think. But I hear what we're saying, but I also would like to hear from the people that are active in the field, because these are, but I want to hear it directly from the people that will be engaging in this. And so I will ask, is there anyone here that is here? No, it's not. I'm still talking. So I will like to
Yeah, that's what you got to look forward to now. They don't need you. They don't need you.
Is there anyone who can speak on this resolution?
They don't need you, Judy. You got epistemology on.
So I would like to
are you aware that Lawrence spoke against this?
She was here in another opportunity.
Thank you. So, if possible, could you leave this? I would like to put a motion to leave this. And thank you. I would like to put a motion to leave this and special affairs, so we can give the union representative an opportunity to come speak on this, so we can hear the other perspective that are lacking. That way, we have a fair chance. We hear from Lawrence, we hear from the people in the
Request information.
What's your request?
So the first time was Lauren, the second time Seamus is who came and spoke about this. And he also showed that there was a change in language that comes from private act.
They scared about that.
Well, no, when she grew up the other day.
She said the first time, Lauren spoken on it, and then Seamus came.
Shameless.
Okay.
And they need to change that for this.
Okay, and so, after, and who requested these changes through you to the councilman seven one?
She don't know.
It was Councilman Pfeiffer, because the original wording said may, and he wanted it to say shall.
Okay, so he said no, that's not true.
Wow. It happened.
So, all that being said,
Was that a point?
Yes.
Yes.
Madam Chair, where are we? Are we in discussion? Because there was
We're
a motion,
discussing
but there was a motion to send it to special affairs twice.
I asked her if there was a motion.
No, that was the first time that she corrected
She
me.
is not.
She did it the second time.
She didn't have that energy for her stand-up business, JJ.
Continued discussion. So I'm trying to understand where we are. Are we in discussion or are we at the motion?
Discussion of the second round.
She wanna get smart with you, but you're scared of Simba.
thank you. And so, in order to be fair and to hear all perspectives, I think it'd be a great idea if we push this to special affairs, so we can hear from all parties, and so we can just have a flat out answer. And so,
You're gonna get a flat out answer tonight.
I would like to put a motion on the floor to send this resolution to special affairs for more discussion.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to send resolution.
Okay.
250218 special affairs.
Give her what she wants.
Support by Councilwoman Davenport.
Mr. Pfeiffer?
Huh?
No.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
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 Mr. Carter?
No.
Ms. Burns?
No.
Ms. Michelle? Yes.
Damn.
Vote is 3 yes, 4 no.
Vote is 3 yes, 4 no. We're back to the original question. Is there any other discussion in the second round? Any other discussion in the second round?
Don't make me mad.
Okay, this is the vote to send 25021.
She do look like Sideshow Bob.
Dr. Lewis?
Yes.
Ms. Priestley?
Yes.
Ms. Winter Carter?
No.
Ms. Morris?
No.
Ms. Mashat?
Yes.
Mr. Franklin? Vote is 3 yes, 4 no.
Vote is 3 yes, 4 no. That motion fails. Going on to the next resolution, which is
Play chess.
25021 settlement.
That's her. That's her.
There's a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Seven for it to send it. Is there support?
I'm ready to.
Is there support? I'll support that. Is there any discussion? Madam Chair, go ahead.
So this is the resolution where former fire chief, Raymond Martin was terminated. I did not go back into executive session specifically because I don't think everything should be talked about behind doors. When this affected people's very real lives. This is the Pulaski Street fire. This is where 2 little boys lost their lives.
Yes, sir.
And that a mother and father had to grieve and bury the 2 little boys. We had a hearing on this. We didn't get all 5. We had 5 votes, it should have been all 9. We did not. I know that with this, it was during that little election time, and information was suppressed. Former Fire Chief Barton was told basically to, or is alleged to take responsibility. He declined. As information came out, I believe it said it would be political suicide. He was asking $10 million, he's settling for $225,000. A big difference. I didn't want back so that I could speak about it. I think that as elected officials, we have a responsibility to not cover up issues like this. This affected children. This affected families. This mother is now suing, and I believe she's working towards the settlement stage to where she's suing for $50 million. I don't know how you put a price on something that people were negligent. I read the reports, and they stated that if the firefighters had went into that room, that they wouldn't miss little boys. A second rig, the first rig didn't find them. A second fire rig found them. They were airlifted, I believe, to Children's Hospital, and this was preventable. This mother was then said in the news and by even some of our colleagues that she didn't have smoke detectors. Where was the father? I mean, they put it back on the mother and the parents. Electrical fires burn quicker than any other fire, and a house can burn down in a very short amount of time because it travels along the wires, and then those walls can be insulation. We don't know what type, because in Michigan, a lot of our homes are older. The insulation could be old Flint Journal newspaper. It could be old clothing. But what I do know is that dealing with this with Mayor Neely, he should have interfered.
That's right.
These 2 officers,
Should have got.
if it was a mistake or whatever, the mayor should have interfered. He should have let the story be told so the community and other officers could learn from this.
That's right.
He should have interfered. This is a lawsuit that sued him and said he didn't qualify for a qualified immunity. He didn't do deposition. He refused to do it, or not necessarily refused to do it. He kind of escaped. He was always busy. And so the city of Flint should be bearing this responsibility. It should actually be him. This was his election year. And he decided to put them, they won't pay leave. That was the recommendation of the fire chief. What the fire chief recommended was to terminate him. The mayor overrode the fire chief. The mayor overrode the person who had fire safety training 1, 2, 3, commander's training, all of that. He overrode them and kept them. They did, was it 8 hours or 6 hours of that little video training? And they continued to hide the fact of what happened. And now we have a lawsuit that we're responsible for. I remember when Councilman Mays was sued, the mayor made a point of saying he was going to make sure Councilman Mays paid this out of his money. And he was going to make sure he took it out of his check. The same thing should happen with the mayor with this. I don't know what's going on with our time, Madam Clerk.
Keep talking.
Keep talking.
Keep talking with the laptop and it.
Cause you telling the truth.
So.
It was 3 minutes.
Sure,
It was 3 minutes.
3 minutes. She got 3 minutes.
If that's okay.
Okay.
Halfway.
Thank you. And so, what did Flint learn from this?
Nothing.
It taught people to lie.
Yes.
It taught people to cover up.
Yes.
It taught to not take those parents' pain seriously. That second rig came and had to carry those little boys out. We had the fire chief fired, and we had the deputy fire chief. She was told she would be terminated.
Yeah, sure was.
And she ended up saying, hey, check my contract.
Facts.
Because they were going to mow her down. So we lost 2 people with talent. With talent, it was hard to keep them in Flint.
And they had to go back to the 60s and get Wiggins.
Corner of Pearson Road with the family and their attorneys. And listened and watched the mother wear the t-shirts. She sat over here in our corner with her t-shirt on and cried. She couldn't even, when she came to the podium, she couldn't even get her children's names out. And they were given a settlement for something that should never happen. They should have been fired, terminated.
Amen.
He overrode the fire chief's decision.
Amen.
There was a cover-up.
Sure was.
This, to me, is one of the most egregious acts by one of the highest position in the city, which is that of the mayor. What we tell children. And 2 lost their lives. I don't think the amount, I'm shocked that 225,000 is being given, but maybe Fire Chief Barber just wants to get it done with. This man, they put to breakfast, they questioned his credentials. They questioned when he already retired from the city of Flint. It split his department in 2, into black and white, because the little boys were black.
That's right.
This divided our city. It divided the Flint Fire Department staff, all for a cover-up.
Amen.
I won't be supporting this. I don't know if my colleagues will, because I think that in these children's memory, that someone has to say what's correct.
Thank you. Any other discussion in the first round? Go ahead.
They can't speak.
I'm sitting there and I'm reading this resolution. And it says that, Barton has accepted the city of Flint's settlement offer pending city council approval. Now, and then I noticed that the resolution
behind you. Goodbye, Mickey.
This resolution is,
Goodbye, Auntie.
that's kind of sketchy.
Goodbye, Kermit. Have a good one. Goodbye,
Hey
Mary.
fam, I'm gonna see y'all in the morning. I gotta go. Peace.
That